The reason good traders lose money is because they're focused on these three things. Listen, if you've been trading for any amount of time, whether 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, especially as you add years, you start to figure out that you understand price action. You understand how the market moves, but you're still losing money. It's because you're doing one of these three things, and the third one is a game changer. Number one, you are worried about setups, not risk management. As a beginner trader, all we do a lot of the time is focus on which setup has the highest probability, which setup is going to help me win. And that's an amateur mistake. Instead, what you should be focusing on is risk management. No matter what setup you have, if your risk management is not good, you're going to end up losing. Why? Because that means that you're trading based on emotion, not math or science. And if you're not approaching the market in a scientific way, you're eventually going to lose money. So all that talk about, oh, I have an 80% win percentage or 70%, like that doesn't matter if you're not managing risk the correct way. And I'm not talking about a 2% management or only risk 2% of your account. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that when you're getting into a trade, is the potential money you're risking going to equal or double or triple your potential gain? For example, with futures, let's say, if you're risking 2 points or $2, do you have the potential to make $6 on that trade? If you're risking $4, do you have the potential to make $12 on that trade? Most traders look for a 1-to-2 or a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio. If you're not at least getting a 1.1 or at least a break-even risk to reward, you're going to be an unprofitable trader, no matter which setup you use. Number two, you're focused and you do not add to your winners. Okay, if you're not adding to your winners, that's why you can be a good trader. You can understand market psychology, you can understand price action, but you will still lose money. There's a trader I was watching her P&L on YouTube, and she was taking a funding account challenge, and I noticed that her win percentage was 52%, but she had made $40,000 in profit that month. And what she was explaining, and this is a key lesson you need to understand, is that the key to her success was not determining whether she was right or focusing on whether she was right. Her focus was adding to her winners. So if you get into a position and you see that position is going your way, or at the very least it's not going against you, when you begin to add size to that position, then you can make a whole lot more money, and your risk to reward ratio would be better than if you just had the same size all the way throughout with the same consistency, because winners begin to win faster by adding to their successes. So if you get into a trade and you have 5 contracts, for example, if you're trading options, if you're seeing that you're up 10, 50, 20%, you add more size, you add 20 more contracts, and now by standing the move shorter, you have doubled or tripled or even quadrupled your profits. Versus when you're losing money, you keep your contract sizes the same. And that way, even if you're only right 50% of the time, you're still going to make exponentially more money than the person who's right 80% of the time, but keeps the same size throughout. So here's the key: add to your winners. Number 3, and this is the one mistake I see a lot of traders make that is baffling to me. Their starting position changes. So as a beginner, I believe in the power of scaling in, which means, like I said in rule number 2, you start with a particular position size, and then if it's going your way, you increase that size to maximize your profits. But a lot of traders I've noticed is their starting position changes based on their confidence and how they feel the trade will make, or how they feel the trade will work out. Don't do that. If you think your starting position is going to be 5 contracts, start with 5 contracts every single time. If you're really that unsure of the market, don't take the trade. Literally sit on the sidelines, because the market pays you for your opportunity, not your time. So you need to focus on, hey, if I'm going to take this trade, what is my starting contract size based on where you are as a trader? If you're a beginner and you only feel comfortable trading and losing 2 contracts, then stick with those 2 contracts. When you feel that you're growing as a trader and now you want to risk more money because you've been building profitability and then you want to start with 4 contracts, then stay with 4 contracts. Don't start with 4 contracts today and 2 contracts tomorrow and then 3 contracts the next day. See, as you grow as a trader, the one mistake and the one pitfall you can fall into is to refer back to old ways of trading. And you can't do that. You have to stick to your rules of success as you grow. To a certain point, you're going to get to a place where you can start with 20 contracts or $30,000 per trade or $50,000 per trade or $100,000 per trade. As you grow, make sure that your minimum level of a trade stays minimum. Don't fluctuate to your old trading patterns based on your confidence level. So those are the 3 lessons why good traders lose money. Number 1, you're focused on the setup again, okay, and not risk management. That's the one key that you need to master first, risk management. Number 2, you're not adding to your winners. When a trade is going your way, make sure you're scaling into that trade and you're adding more size. And number 3, your starting position size should remain constant across the board. That's how you have consistency in your trading. So a lot of people hear the word, oh, I want to be consistent in my trading. I want to have consistency in my trading. How can you have consistency in your trading when you don't even have consistency in the amount of risk you're putting on every single time you trade? It's almost impossible. So you need to start with consistency in even the amount of contracts or the amount of money you're risking you trade before you can even talk about the consistency of your profits or your losses. So I hope this video was helpful. Do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Josh out.